The Kuvasz is a traditional Hungarian breed of flock guardian dog. Mention of the breed can be found in old Hungarian texts. They have historically been royal guard dogs or guarded livestock but have been increasingly found in homes as pets over the last 70 years. History. During the migration period and later Hungarian conquest of the Carpathian Basin, numerous nomadic or semi-nomadic tribes moved into the area that is now Hungary. The Principality of Hungary was founded in 895 or 896 AD. The Magyars probably brought sheep and dogs with them and established a pastoral culture in the Hungarian plains. In the 15th century, Matthias Corvinus is believed to have kept large numbers of Kuvasz dogs at his court as guard dogs or hunting dogs, or sometimes as war dogs. Selective breeding of the Kuvasz as a breed began in the latter part of the 19th century and a breed standard was drawn up. In 1934 it was accepted by the Fédération Cynologique Internationale, which lists the date of full acceptance as 1954. By the end of World War II, nearly all the Kuvasz dogs in Hungary had been killed. The dogs had such a reputation for protecting their families that they were actively sought and killed by German and Soviet soldiers, while at the same time some German officers used to take Kuvasz dogs home with them. After the Soviet invasion and the end of the war, the breed was nearly extinct in Hungary. After the war, it was revealed that fewer than 30 Kuvasz were left in Hungary, and some sources indicate the number may have been as few as 12. Since then, due to many dedicated breeders, Kuvasz breed have repopulated Hungary. However, as a result of this near extinction, the genetic pool available to breeders was severely restricted and there is conjecture that some may have used other breeds, such as the Great Pyrenees, to continue their programs. In Romania, a breed-specific legislation specifies that Kuvasz must be muzzled when in public places. The standard and purpose of the Hungarian Kuvasz. The indigenous breed standard was developed, as you might guess, in Hungary. The adoption of the first standard dates back to 1954, when the breed was recognized by the International Cynological Association. In the F.C.I. breed classification, Kuvasses belong to the first group, guard and paddock dogs, and are included in the subgroup of white Hungarian herding dogs. Appearance. Hungarians love their Kuvasses so much that sometimes they even change the standard if one of the brightest representatives of the breed suddenly goes beyond it. Such situations are difficult to imagine in other breeds. But the main articles of the Hungarian Kuvasz in the standard are very clearly regulated. Sexual dimorphism in these dogs is markedly pronounced. The character of the Hungarian Kuvasz. Kuvasz is distinguished by courage and knows no fear. He protects the people entrusted to him, the territory or other objects at the cost of his life. Differs in pride, and in case of abuse, his behavior can become more rude and harsh. Loyal and trusting the owner and his entourage. Requires a certain territory for content. Undemanding and easy to care for, easily tolerates the most inclement weather. I am very grateful for the love and care. Such a four-legged friend can no doubt be entrusted with the protection of the house, territory and even his own life. The Kuvasz will not let you down. The balance of his character allows him not to be distracted by any extraneous irritants. A kind heart, which responds to love and care, is hidden behind the somewhat harsh appearance of the dog. Be sure to take the time to walk and chat with Kuvasz so you can establish good contact with your pet and achieve maximum understanding with him. A representative dog in a luxurious white fur coat, calm, with a high threshold of irritability, and the talents of a born guard, Kuvasz certainly deserves admiration. Kuvasz is distinguished by courage and knows no fear. He protects the people entrusted to him, the territory or other objects at the cost of his life. Distinguished by pride, and in case of mistreatment, his behavior can become more rude and harsh. Loyal, and trusts the owner and his entourage. Requires a certain territory for content. Not demanding and easy to care for, easily tolerates the most inclement weather. I am very grateful for the love and care. Kuvasz is capable of lounging around very imposingly and comfortably, smiling with pleasure if at this time his powerful fur coat is teased and scratched. But, if necessary, the Kuvasz will get up and cover 20 to 30 kilometers per day, as once upon a time he accompanied his masters along the roads of Europe. The Kuvasz is characterized by smooth springy movements that demonstrate its real strength. His voice is deep, barking abrupt and sonorous, interspersed with a deep chest roar if someone else approaches the territory he is protecting. Being a family dog, Kuvasz nevertheless becomes attached to one person, to its owner. He is reserved with the guests of the hosts and does not allow himself indulgences in relation to them. Kuvasz fulfills his task with honor, not attacking or biting for no reason. They don't get along well with children. In addition, they are very aggressive toward strangers and dogs. On a walk, never let them off the leash. It is important to remember that the breed is not suitable for beginners and people with a gentle disposition. Kuvasz will hardly feel good in an apartment or without close emotional contact with the owner. Despite the severity of disposition, kuvasses are capable of sincere affection, appreciate love and attention. Care and maintenance. Despite its impressive size, Kuvasz is not demanding either in care and maintenance. It is undesirable to start a dog of this breed in an apartment, in cramped conditions and insufficient walking. The Kuvasz will feel uncomfortable, it can show aggression. The ideal conditions for keeping this dog are a private, well-fenced area with a spacious aviary. Kuvasz tolerates temperature changes well in different seasons, heat, cold. But the aviary should be located on the shady side, so that the dog can hide from the sun, insulated or equipped with a booth with a roof, to protect it from frost and precipitation. But the long coat of Kuvasz requires care. In a city and apartment, a dog of this breed can molt all year round, especially in spring and autumn. If the dog lives in an aviary, molt occurs twice a year. A long hairline quickly becomes tangled, therefore frequent combing is necessary during the molting period, using a furminator. No trimming or grooming is required for the dog. In addition to careful grooming of the coat, the dog needs to trim its nails, about once every 3 to 4 weeks, clean the eyes and ears, as it gets dirty. Food. A large dog, which requires high physical activity, is demanding on nutrition. Depending on the age of the dog, you need to feed from 6 times a day, small puppy, to 2 times, already an adult dog. A puppy from 1.5 months must be fed 6 times a day. The dog's diet should consist of meat, dairy and fermented milk products. Meat can be given in small pieces, minced meat is allowed. The first complementary food should consist of beef, rabbit, turkey. Be sure to include cottage cheese in the puppy's diet, introduce vegetables, carrots, zucchini. The older the 4-legged friend becomes, the more food should be present in the diet. When the dog has a full set of teeth, meat on the bone can be fed. It should be large enough so that the dog does not choke, but gnaws at the bone, massaging the gums. Health. Kuvasz has good health. But, like all large dogs, the dog is susceptible to diseases of the musculoskeletal system, dysplasia and osteochondrosis, which can be avoided with proper care and maintenance. Due to the serious natural selection and culling of sick animals, representatives of the breed are not susceptible to genetic diseases. Dysplasia of the joints is typical for Kuvasz due to the size and weight of the dog, the main load falls on the joints. In order to protect the dog from possible problems with the musculoskeletal system, the puppy needs to restrict vigorous movements so that the rapidly increasing weight of the dog does not harm the joints and does not develop dysplasia. Fast races and jumps to a height exceeding the elbow joint of the animal are prohibited. Measured walks are necessary for Kuvasz to strengthen ligaments and joints. How to choose a puppy. Consider buying a puppy in Hungary, its cost with delivery will be less, and the choice, more. Pay attention to the proportions of the body. Kuvasz puppies have a large head and thin legs. The coat already at this age is moderately hard, but wavy, with a large down. You should choose a Kuvasz puppy in a proven kennel, where you can see, not only the litter, but also the parents. Find out the origin of the puppy, check the pedigrees of the parents. The cost of the puppy also depends on the pedigree. The more titled parents, the higher the price of the dog. For a puppy with great prospects of a show career, you will have to pay fairly. Pet class puppies, for one reason or another, called for exhibitions or mating, will cost a future owner about $900. The cost to adopt a Kuvasz is around $300 in order to cover the expenses of caring for the dog before adoption. In contrast, buying Kuvasz from breeders can be prohibitively expensive. Depending on their breeding, they usually cost anywhere from $1,000 to $2,000.